According to CNBC, Tesla has decided to remove one of two electric control units normally found in some made-in-China Model 3 and Model Y steering racks to meet its fourth quarter sales goals and avoid widespread shortages of semiconductors. To find out about the features removed, as well as the delays and missing components that led to the removal, watch until the end of this video. Tesla has been undergoing a lot of changes, as well as the automotive industry in general. Additionally, there have been these chip shortages, which as you're aware are quite common at this point. The company has so far been delivering cars without major interruptions up to this point. But they remain very fortunate. Then again, it comes without caveats, since Tesla has quietly been removing parts throughout the past couple of years to deal with chip shortages. It was one of the recent things that Tesla did that caused a lot of buzzes and a lot of noise, and that was removing the mobile connector from the Model 3, Y, X, and S. Those mobile connectors cost $275 to order directly, but they originally came with the vehicle and came with a J1772 adapter. After April, any future orders won't come with a mobile connector kit that came with the car. Since they do not communicate well, when they announced this, they created a lot of noise since it was sold out. Therefore, you couldn't order to buy it, and we didn't even have any good idea of what was going to happen. However, shortly after Tesla changed their ordering website, so that now when you place an order for your car, you need to order either the home charger or the mobile connector. In addition, Tesla reduced the cost of the mobile connector to $200. Then, according to Tesla, it was unnecessary to continue including it in the car, as it was redundant. Even though they didn't reduce the price by $200 or $300, now that we are aware of these supply shortages, this does make sense. As it turns out, the mobile connectors were experiencing bottlenecks. As a result, the congestion should be somewhat relieved as now you must order it specifically. And they also started removing parts last year, specifically from the Model Y, but also from its sister, the Model 3. Then, a lot of people were upset when the lumbar support in the passenger seat of the Model Y was removed. However, it wasn't that they removed it. Really, it was after they'd removed it. Their reasoning for doing so is that it was not being used. According to them, they will no longer provide the mobile connector. As a result, we should not just come out and say there are supply chain issues, and as a consequence, these changes have to be made. Additionally, they have decided that our data indicates that these are not being used. For that reason, I'd like to see the data they're using to understand what it is that motivates them to believe that this is the case. Tesla has recently made a few more changes, and I believe that some of you with orders in are probably going to notice some delays because there is now a new shortage, and this one can't just be removed and shipped as is. Also, we have heard reports of people who were looking forward to receiving their Tesla but were going to face delays. At the moment, the car is in the service center, but one of its crucial components is missing. It sounds as though the service advisors are being provided with not a lot of information. These cars lack the charge port ECU, which is very important, and instead stacking these cars at Fremont, it may be more economical to ship the cars from the factory. In addition, these cars are being sent to the service centers and being left until components arrive. After that, Tesla will ship its ECUs to its service centers around the United States to deliver these cars. Nevertheless, it's another component shortage affecting Tesla, just like it affects other automakers. Further, cars are sometimes being shipped to dealers with parts missing, which is not unusual, sadly. We have been facing something like this for the past couple of years, both in terms of shipping cars without USB plugs and that not long ago. Then, they were getting delivered, and the replacement parts would arrive when they arrived, and the retrofitting would follow. Having control of and being able to operate that charging port is crucial to the drivability of the car. In each of these situations, the car may not know what to do, so you cannot charge it, so you are unable to drive it. As a result, Tesla cannot deliver these cars. Additionally, Tesla has done everything it could to deliver cars with missing parts over the last few years. Moreover, Tesla is dealing with the same pain that most auto manufacturers have borne all along since this is a very unique case. It's not the only thing the past few months have brought us. Further, Tesla is withdrawing components and changing features to offer a less valued package while increasing prices. As of now, the reason why prices have gone up has to do with other factors other than the delays and the changes and components, and a few things are going on here. There is an insane amount of demand and continues to be validated daily. We know it does not only work because if you look at all delivery times, they continue to stretch out for years. If you order today, you'll have to wait about a year for the new Model Y. It is true that the demand drives prices, but there are also real input costs that are going up that we see every day in our normal lives. These costs are being passed along to customers. Unfortunately, these two factors are causing the prices to rise, as well as shortages caused by other factors. In other words, we end up with fewer products at a higher price. Meanwhile, it wasn't until last year that these new headlines started rolling out for the Model 3 and Model Y. There are a bunch of cool features with matrix headlights, for example, light shows. But just recently, as of April, we have begun to see a change. Interestingly, the long-range and standard-range models of Model 3 were the first to notice that matrix headlights were no longer being provided. However, on the performance of Model Y side, the matrix headlights for the Model Y were never rolled out to the long-rangers. Therefore, it is unknown why those were not included in the long-range, and now Tesla is replacing the old-style headlights with a new on all other models except for the performance. Therefore, the matrix headlights are available only on the performance variants of Model 3 and Model Y. Here's yet another indication of some of Tesla's supply chain constraints. Additionally, an obsolete steering component from Shanghai was removed a couple of months ago. They can remove this redundant system while still delivering the car since it was redundant. Nevertheless, this redundant system is necessary to reach autonomous driving level 3. As a result, without that redundant steering component, you can only go up to level 2 with the cars that are being made in Giga Shanghai. Those devices will not be able to achieve full autonomous driving in the future because they lack the necessary hardware. Further, Tesla does not guarantee to add that hardware later, but there is no guarantee that it will be included. With the recent shutdowns in China and continuing to progress through 2022, I believe we can expect this pattern to continue. Despite the rising price of components, we continue to face supply chain challenges regarding various components, which will cause prices to rise even further. So I understand this isn't great news, but things are going on at Tesla that many other automakers have had to deal with much longer than Tesla is now experiencing. Meanwhile, Tesla has had a lot of success, and shareholders should applaud the company for doing so much to address these issues in real time so that they can keep delivering cars. So, what does the omitted part do? In the electric power-assisted steering systems, an electric control unit is omitted. This component translates steering wheel movements into wheel rotations on the street. And a pump, steering rack, and pinion were used before electronic components were common in cars to convert steering wheel movements into turns. Then, HWA Analytics Principal Advisor and veteran transportation safety researcher, Richard Wallace, explains the change in that trend. He said, "There's still a mechanical component of the course, but in today's vehicles, when you turn the wheel, you are providing an electric signal telling your car to go left or right." Also, Wallace notes the driver assistance feature, like keeping an automobile in the middle of a lane, which is also enabled by electric power-assisted steering. Originally installed as a backup, Tesla engineers deemed the component redundant. Additionally, Tesla will save money by eliminating the control unit as long as the altered system does not cause any problems. In the past, the company has eliminated components or options for commercial reasons. Model 3 and Model Y vehicles, for example, were equipped without lumbar support last spring to reduce costs. Furthermore, the company previously produced earlier models that had a single electronic control unit for the power steering system, so that gave them greater confidence. In the same way, Tesla's advertised ability to over-the-air update its software to refine its functionality, if necessary, came under scrutiny. So what are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments below. Also, don't forget to subscribe with post notifications so you don't miss out on Tesla Era.